Jai Shri Mataji, very good morning everyone. Let us all look at Shri Mataji's photograph. Let us pour in our emotions, our thankfulness. Shri Mataji, thank you for finding us. Thank you for giving us this realization. Thank you for this collectivity, Shri Mataji. Thank you for sustaining our realization and for looking after us. Shri Mataji, please guide us in today's meditation. Please open all of our chakras and nadis. And establish us in the complete thoughtlessness. Now with this calmness and the vibratory awareness, let us now raise our Kundalini and take Bandhan. Let us now take 3 Mahamantras followed by Shri Ganesha Mantra. Let us now keep our attention on the Muladhara chakra. Let us take the 12 names of Shri Ganesha here. Om Sumukasyaikadantasya Kapilo Gajakarnakaha Lambodarasya Vikato Vignanasho Ganadhipa Dhumraketurganadhyaksho Balachandro Gajanana Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Shri Gauri Ganesha Sakshat Mantra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Gauri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. We will now invite Shri Mataji into our hearts and into our minds, and post that we will listen to Shri Mataji's talk. Keeping our right hand on the left heart, with the head bent down. Shri Mataji, please cleanse our hearts so that we can invite you into our hearts. Please cleanse our heart, Shri Mataji. Shri Mataji, please come into our hearts. Shri Mataji, please come into our hearts. Please open our hearts, Shri Mataji. Please put your divine lotus feet in our hearts and let us feel your divine presence in our hearts. Please remove all the darkness, all the negativities from our hearts, and please fill them with your light of love and compassion. Let this love spread through this whole area, whole country, whole nation, this entire world. Shri Mataji, please enlighten the spirit within. Let us take the morning prayer to the spirit. Om Pratah Smarami Hrudi Samspuraratvatattvam Satchit Sukham Paramahamsa Gatim Turyam Yat Swapna Jagruta Shushuptamavaiti Nityam Tad Brahma Nishkalamaham Nacha Bhuta Sangha. Om. Shri Mataji, verily you are Shri Shiva, Shri Parvati. I bow to you, I pray to you in my heart. Let us take the mantra Shri Shiva, Shri Parvati Sakshat. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Shiva Parvati Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. With both the palms back on our lap, let us observe the vibrations. The right hand on the forehead. Shri Mataji, please come into our minds. Please come into our minds, Shri Mataji. Please put your divine lotus feet in our minds. We do nothing. Please remove all the karta bhav, the doer feeling from within us. Please remove all of these distractions, these unnecessary thoughts from our minds. Please bless us with the stillness, with the tatastha sthiti. Now let us keep both the palms back on our lap and be in meditation for a few minutes, surrendering all the imbalances and enjoying thoughtlessness and the complete connection with Shri Mataji. We will now watch a few videos or excerpts.
तो ये गाली गलौज आदि चीजें जो हैं ये है कि अंदर की जो भड़ास है Now, when we have Vishuddhi problems, we have to know what are the deities on both the sides and what were their qualities which are lacking in us. That's why we are suffering. Let's see the right side, Vishuddhi, when we get. Shri Krishna's essence is sweetness, madhurya. Madhurya. And his power was Radha. Ra is energy, Dha is the one who has sustained the energy. And her power was, she was called as Ahlad. Ahlad means joy-giving qualities she had. So Shri Krishna's qualities were that he was Yogeshwara, so he was the witness, and sweetness. Now a person who shouts and screams and talks loudly and loses his temper in a very loud voice, or who speaks very loudly all the time, they all suffer from the right vision. So one should understand that even when you have to scold somebody, you have to just say, what are you doing? Why are you doing like this? Otherwise, why did you go like this? Finished, right vision, over. It's finished now. So for the right Vishuddhi, we use the mantra of Vithala and Rakhumai, these two persons. See, it is very significant, that also. Because they say that there was a Pundarikaksh, one boy, who was serving his parents. And his parents were sleeping, he was pressing their feet. When Vithala and his power, Rakhumai, Rukmini, they appeared in the door. But he said, no, keep quiet. My parents are sleeping, so you stay there. So he had one brick near him which he threw and asked them, you stay on that. So they kept quiet. They kept quiet because they are sleeping. Now this is the thing. On the right side, if you are talking loudly, if you talk too much, if you intimidate people with your talking, then you catch on right vision. So for that, best is to take some rest and give some rest to your right Vishuddhi by stopping your talk. Go into mauna, they say, just don't talk. For some time, if you don't talk, you will see that your Vishuddhi will be improved, your problems will be improved. So as it is the right side, what happens is that the heat starts coming from the stomach. It's all in one play. You can say not from the stomach, but actually from the liver. The heat starts rising. It first goes into the right heart. As a result, you might become a very hot-tempered husband or a father or something. You might get asthma, anything with that right heart. Then it passes on to your right Vishuddhi. When it goes to your right Vishuddhi, then you become a very irritable, hot-tempered person. All the time you shout at someone. Nobody can talk to you. If somebody has to talk to you, he has to use a barge pole in between. God knows what time he'll shout at you. Or maybe I've seen many women lose their hearing or men lose their hearing when there's somebody who is shouting at them. So shouting is a very bad thing for others and also for yourself. Because of course your Vishuddhi goes out, after some time your voice goes out, after some time you cannot talk, and sometimes they have to just keep quiet. But for others, it's even worse. Because if you use your anger in that manner, then that person might be just frightened of you, might develop inferiority complex, might become a left-sided person, might catch some moods. God knows what can happen to a person who has somebody all the time shouting at him. But the worst physical thing could be that he can become deaf. So, from Sri Krishna's time, one has to learn that how he would just play his flute. And the whole atmosphere used to become absolutely quiet, without any ripple of any trouble, any idea of disturbance, just peace. But in modern times, the other way now. They have the music where the right Vishuddhi is about to break or burst. I don't know what sort of music it is. When they listen to this music, then it excites. Then it excites you. It doesn't make you peaceful. It excites you more and more. But as Shri Krishna becomes Virata, your limbic area also gets numbed with it. And when this shouting music is too much, then they have to use loudspeakers and shout much more. Then they have to put something near the ear to hear something. Otherwise, they have no excitement. All the exciting, we can say, all the exciting cells become numbed. And you have to really go in for tremendous effort to create that excitement in those numbed cells. So it's very dangerous throughout. If you see that it starts from the liver, goes to the right heart, then to Vishuddhi, and then in the brain. So then you take to drugs because your brain is numbed out. So you take to drugs, and when you take to drugs, then you feel that you are all right. Then again, you feel that this drug is not sufficient, then you take stronger drugs, then you take more drugs, goes on one after another. Ultimately, it reaches a stage when you are nowhere. So it is all self-destructive. I am also using my right Vishuddhi too much. So on the right Vishuddhi, you have to learn to have mauna, means silence. Those who think, who are very dominating, who are talking in a dominating manner, whose right Vishuddhi is scratching, should become silent and should, at least for some time, should not talk at all. Maybe you might fix one day, say you can do it on say, I'll not talk on Monday. But supposing Monday you have to work, so you should say, I'll not talk on Sunday. But human beings are such that if they decide they will not talk on Sunday, then Sunday they'll talk the most. And this shouting and then intimidating people. You have no right. You have no business to shout at anyone whatsoever. What is the need to shout? After all, you are a human being, another one is a human being. God has not given anyone, whether it is a husband, wife, children, or anyone. But I find these days even children shout, mother shouts, father shouts. You go in the house, feel like running back because you hear nothing but shouts. So this kind of a family system will rock, completely finish that family, and there will be no beautiful relationship between each other and between the other people. Sometimes you can say the whole country is having nothing but shouting at one and shouting at another. All over you go, you find nothing but shouting. Even if you take your car a little bit this side, there will be a shouting. For the slightest excuse, they start shouting and spoiling their right to shoot. Now, for politicians, they think it's the best way to shout because they can really impress people by their shouts. So they shout a lot, tell people this, that, when they speak you should hear, there's no sweetness in their tongue, nothing of the kind. But they shout, and by shouting, a person gets frightened. All right, you want the vote, we'll give you, but don't shout. That's how many people get elected and become big and think that they are very successful because they have been shouting. Then they have training for shouting, and they go in for a higher and higher education in shouting. How to shout, how to intimidate people by the loud voices. For Sahajogis, it doesn't behove. Sahajogi has to be a very sweet person, extremely sweet. Now,
Jai Shri Mataji. Let us all collectively raise our Kundalini and take Bandhan. Thank you, Shri Mataji. Thank you, Shri Mataji. Thank you, Shri Mataji, for blessing us with this opportunity to be in meditation at your divine lotus feet, and for this beautiful collective. Shri Mataji, please forgive us for all the mistakes we may have committed, knowingly or unknowingly, during today's session. Please be in our hearts and in our minds, and please guide us throughout this day and night. Thank you all for joining and sharing your vibrations. Have a Nirmal day ahead. Jai Shri Mataji.